Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the THW NHL News and Rumors Rundown. My name is Jim Parsons. I'm here with the HockeyWriters.com. Lots of stuff to go through, some really big stories in terms of potential trades, some offseason moves, things like that. So we're going to get into all that right away. Before we do, just a quick reminder, though. If you want to follow us at Twitter, you can do so right there, the Hockey Raider at Twitter. And then, of course, the HockeyWriters.com for all your latest news and rumors. And then way over in the corner there, the Facebook page, facebook.com/the Hockey Raiders. All right. Let's get into some of the bigger stories that we're following right now. The big news, of course, is Jack Eichel. Everybody's watching what's happening there. It sounds like a couple teams are out of the running, but there are a number of teams, especially out west, the Anaheim Ducks particularly, maybe the Columbus Blue Jackets, that are really in the running. And most insiders believe that this is coming. This trade is imminent, that it's going to be happening right away. Some say within days, not necessarily weeks, that this could be right around the corner and Jack Eichel could be on the move. Of course, they're still concerned about his neck injury and how he wants to recover from that whole thing, and some teams are a little leery of that. Others want to talk to him and see how the recovery is going. But it sounds like maybe Anaheim's made a pitch here. Columbus might have looked at this really hard. So there's going to be a handful of teams in on this. We're not sure exactly what's happening with Jack Eichel, but expect there to be news on this right away. Still in Buffalo, Sam Reinhart. There's lots of calls about Sam Reinhart apparently. He's getting a lot of interest. Now, there's some Buffalo media that are not exactly being terribly kind to Sam Reinhart, saying his attitude's not the greatest, that he's been rude and mean to media. I don't know if that's just a sign of them thinking he's going, and so they're kind of kicking him on the way out, or if that's really something they believe would stop a trade from happening. But Sam Reinhart is probably another player who should be moved out of Buffalo, including Rasmus Ristolainen. So there's at least 3 players in Buffalo that we're watching closely to see if that's going to be going anywhere, Sam Reinhart being one of them. Don Sweeney, of the GM of the Boston Bruins, has basically said he's not going to sign any of his pending unrestricted free agents till after the NHL expansion draft. He does understand that that's a little bit of a risk because there could be a player finding maybe another fit somewhere else, but they do want to get Taylor Hall back. There's been some conversations about doing that. They are interested in David Krejci, but David Krejci is just going to find out and figure out what he wants to do, talk to his family, see if he's going to come back or not. Tuukka Rask, they're sort of waiting on all of that. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening here. The Boston Bruins are also in the market for a left side defenseman. They have said, and Cam Neely has confirmed, they are looking for a 20-minute plus left side defenseman this offseason. So they've got some priorities and things they want to do, and they're not going to really do anything until after the expansion draft is over. There's some talk in Minnesota about Kirill Kaprizov. He is kind of having a hard time getting an extension done with Minnesota. It's not on his side. Minnesota can't seem to get him to lock in. They have extended an 8-year offer to him that he has apparently turned down. Not interested in committing that much time to the Minnesota Wild until he knows for sure exactly what's going to be happening with their center depth. So he isn't sure that he wants to stick around. He's in the KHL, or he's in Moscow right now, and apparently the KHL has shown some interest. There's a team there that was liking to sign him. So I don't know if he's using that as leverage to get a better deal, if he's just looking for the highest bridge deal he can get, or what exactly is going on. But Kevin Weeks of the NHL Network has kind of reported that things are not looking good between Minnesota and Kaprizov. So we'll see if that turns into anything or if it's just posturing at this point. But that's a story to watch out of Minnesota. Lots of talk on Zach Hyman. A couple of insiders, James Myrtle, Chris Johnson of Sportsnet, they've both said that they do not see Zach Hyman returning to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And it sounds like most insiders and media who cover the team are kind of at the point now where they think it's probably more likely he goes than he stays. They're saying he could get as much as $6.5 million per season on a long-term deal. Maple Leafs just can't afford that. So he might be moving on, and Toronto might be looking in another direction. Seth Jones talk, trade still possible this offseason. A handful of teams could be interested. Chicago Blackhawks, maybe the Philadelphia Flyers are among them. We'll see what it's going to take to get Jones out of Columbus. The ask is apparently a first, maybe a second, and a prospect. It's pretty high ask. So considering he's only got 1 year left and there's no real commitment from him to sign long-term with anybody, we'll see what happens there. Dylan Strome, there's talk in Chicago that he's on the move, that they are looking to shop him before the NHL expansion draft, that they're probably going to leave him unprotected, that he didn't have the greatest production this past season. Not sure if that means anything. Not sure if there's going to be a team that's really interested in doing that. He's got $3 million left on a 1-year deal. The end of his contract, he's 1 year left on that deal. We'll see if there's a taker there, but Dylan Strome could be on the move out of Chicago, and if it happens, it'll probably happen before the expansion draft. We're also hearing some whispers that Dougie Hamilton might be interested in the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Toronto Maple Leafs interested in Dougie Hamilton. We'll see if that goes anywhere. We'll definitely update you next week, so make sure you come back. hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you get all these videos, and we'll talk to you next week. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the rest of your playoff hockey.